go to Bibcitation. I'll show you in a brief how Bibcitation works. Okay. For this, you just go to bibcitation.com. Okay, if you're looking for it, it is a Google extension. And when we say extension, it means that so for example, you say Google extensions. In the Google Web Store, you have a variety of tools that can be used alongside Chrome when you're working, or an extension that can be used on your web browser when you're working. So if, for example, I come into the marketplace, it's just the way we have Play Store, etc. We have the extension corner, okay, is the Chrome Web Store. In that Chrome Web Store, all you need to type is Bib citation. Okay. Citation as in citation, BIB and citation. So once you do that, it would even ask you whether this is what you are looking for. Okay, so you come in there. That's the first step to getting it, because you don't want to be doing bibcitation.com every time you want to open it. Okay, so the extension allows you to put it on Chrome, attach it there, and then you can use it anytime you want to use it, because it's already recognizing your sign in. You're already signed in to the web page or the web browser, and you're already using it. So it's a one-click citation for your paper. You can cite websites, as I've already explained before. This is just how to get it, okay? So when you come to it, on the right-hand side, you would see Add to Chrome. Okay, so once you say Add to Chrome, I've already added it to Chrome. So if I say Add to Chrome, it would, of course, have already added it. You say, it can read your browsing history, etc. Do you want to add the extension? So it's free. It's a free choice for you to say, oh, I want to add, or I do not want to add. Okay, but for me, I added it because I would always use it. So if it's something you're going to always use, it will be good for you to have it, added to your browser. So it's saying add it to, you can add the extension. So if I say add the extension, it would, of course, keep loading, and then it would add. But I already have it added, so I already have bookmarked it, and I'll just move to that. So once it's added, it's going to load. It will say Bibcitation has been added to Chrome. So you can manage this extension by clicking the extension, and it's available in the tool menu. Your tool menu is the bar that is where you always type to search when you open your web browser, and the toolbar is just the tools that are by the side. So for example, by the side, you see something like a broken what we call like puzzle pieces. Okay, so one of a puzzle piece is what is the extension like, look like, that looks like that. It looks like a puzzle piece. If you click on it, you can see all your extensions that you already have on your device. So it is there. You can manage it. That means you can remove it from Chrome. If you're done with it, you can remove it because you don't want it anymore. Okay, so we'll close this and then move to how useful or why we should use it and how we should use it. So because it's already in here, I would the very first time you open it, it's supposed to open a blank page. Okay, so I'm going to just we opened this one. We're trying to check for Fehili et al. Okay, so okay. So once you come into Bibcitation for the first time, it will bring you to this blank page. Now, this blank page is just telling you no citations yet. To your left-hand side, you have the various types of resources, materials, works that you can cite, as many as possible. Okay, artworks, blog posts, book chapters, etc., dictionary entries, even up to theses and dissertations. okay? Because of course there are works that have been put down by people, even though maybe it's not yet published in terms of maybe in a journal, but of course they put it out there, and because they put it out there, it means you have access to it. It means you can use it, but you have to cite appropriately. On this note, when you want to cite any of these, for example, whatever you picked from the internet or picked from the web or picked from a particular um, um, site online, all you have to do is come and click on that particular type, and then it will cite for you appropriately. It always puts the top three, which are usually what you want to really cite, which are books, journal articles, or websites. So that's why they are the top three here. But of course, you want to see more. If, for example, you've done an interview, you have a legal bill that you want to use, a legislation, etc., it will allow you to cite them appropriately or correctly. Okay, let me use that word. So if, for example, we're coming to cite an article, we've seen what we want, we have gone to our work. Again, let me stop sharing, and I want to share my entire screen again for the purpose of this. Okay. All right, so I'll be sharing my entire screen again. So for the purpose of this, we have looked at, we're working on this, and we're saying that, oh, okay. Okay, so we are working on this, and we have been looking at our work, and we're saying that, oh, this particular statement, with the rise of digital platforms, conversations around gender are becoming amplified, yet not without resistance. Who said it? Where did they say it? How did they say it? And all of that. Probably this was missed out. You missed this when you were putting your thoughts together, but some particular heavy statements need to be sourced or sorry, cited appropriately. So you would want to look at your work all over and say, oh, I want to put in, I want to cite appropriately. So that's what the citation generators allow you to also do. They allow you to cover areas that you may have missed. Okay, so for example, you have made a big statement that scholars define online misogyny as gender-based hostility. You've spoken so much grammar, and yet this whole material, for example, there is no citation. There's nothing that is linked to it. Who said it? Where did you pick this particular statement from? It wasn't just, it didn't just come from your mind. Even if it did, we do not know you yet, okay? And if we know you, we want you to put your name there as the author or the source, okay? So that's why we say that it's very important that you put in your sources while you work. So this particular statement was picked by these students, and they just threw it there, and now we'll be facing charges for plagiarism. Okay, so to avoid such charges, you would need to go and look for these particular statements. And because of the online space, thanks to the online space and technology, you'll be able to find this particular material somewhere, paraphrased in such a way that you can use it again. So I'm going to Control C. I'm going to show you how, and then I'm going to show you how we bring the citation back into these documents. So we are looking for, where was this statement said? Who said it? When was it said? Where can we find this? Because we do not want to be charged for plagiarism. Several authors may have said this, but we want to find one or two to validate or justify why we are putting this in our work. So I have just copied that particular statement. I would go first of all to Google Scholar. I will not go to my citation yet, because I want to be sure that whatever will be generated would be from credible sources. So I'm going to come into Google Scholar. By the way, Google Scholar is scholar.google.com. Just in case you're trying to put it on your web browser, you can bookmark it so that you can always have access to it. It allows you to get resources that, at least top notch, and across libraries across the globe. So we are going to enter. We're going to wait for it. Now it's so big. It's saying it can't find anything like this. So I'm going to still tell it that let's take out the second sentence. So we will take out the second sentence. It's saying these actions are particularly severe. So I'm going to take it from these actions are particularly severe. These actions, and then I'm going to just cut this out. And I want to see if it will still give me something for the first statement that was made. Voila, it's giving me something. So the key word there is saying that scholars define online misogyny as gender-based hostility. Now I'm going to be looking for that. Across, this is what is called extra research, because I have worked, for example, if that was my work, I have finished the work and I'm going through it, and I do not want to be charged for plagiarism. I do not want my work to go out there and it's bounced back because I did not cite properly. So this is for when you've not done the right thing, okay? You are now coming back, you are doing the last minute checks, and it's time to patch up some things. Not because you're cheating, but this is because you want to actually do it right. So you would need to be responsible yourself to go through what it is that you're looking for. And then I'm going to be looking at the results. Okay, the first one is coming from researchgate.net. I need to be very careful. A lot of materials are placed on ResearchGate, and I want to be sure that this particular material that was placed there was not just copied and pasted from somewhere else, but has a, what do they call, a credible source. Okay, but I will not look at it yet, except if it becomes my last option. So you will want to start with credible sources. And if the material is on ResearchGate, it means that it's coming from another journal. Somebody is somebody has exported their job there and, wants the world to have access to it. Okay. I have a lot of my works on Research Journal. And the reason is because it will take, the user or the researcher to where you can find the real or the original, work. Okay. So this is what we are looking for. It's either we are going to go and confirm that Kostravnik exists, okay? And this has been cited by 280 researchers or, for works. So I might see it as credible. So let me increase it. But the keyword we are looking for is that we want to see how online misogyny has been described as gender-based hostility. So we are going to be looking at some of the keywords that pop up under these results. So for example, rape threats, gender-based hate speech, gender-based hate. We've not seen anything that, calls for online misogyny. In this, we see online misogyny demarcates itself from, and we want to go check out. Now, because we are not sure of what the real thing is, we need to go back to our work to see the context for why this was described in this way. That is what will guide whether you're going to be selecting that particular work. Okay, so context will matter. So if, for example, we have checked all of that and we see that, oh, online misogyny by Baker or Barker 2019 may be it, we will need to open that work. So I always talk about responsibility. You don't just leave it and say, oh, I found it already, we're just going to go dump it there. It may be very not useful to you. It may be not useful to the work that you're doing, okay? So this is coming from JSTOR. This material was published on JSTOR, and we want to be sure that Kim Barker, has done this work, Online Misogyny, a challenge for digital feminism. And we're seeing that that statement was already made, and we need to find that statement. Now, if we cannot find that statement, we cannot justify using it. Okay, because if you cannot claim that Barker has said what, in essence, you are trying to paraphrase or to discuss. Okay, so this is where you have to be extra careful, and this is why you need to cite properly from day one. This is why you need to know that as you pick up statements across, the net, you should be keeping them so that you can use them even later if, for example, there's a gap. But if you have studied the material and you think that, oh, what he's saying, online feminism will have, concerning women, everyday experience of violence. I'm trying to find, including online misogyny. Such acts severely affect women's rights, participation in public sphere. Let's go back to see if that is what he's saying. Internet threats and all of that. If it is, then you can pick this particular work, which is, the title is Online Misogyny, a Challenge for Digital Feminism. If this book, this is sorry, a journal article, if this particular work exists, then you can come here and say you are ready to cite it, because this is going to be capturing what Barker and Juraz have said. Okay, and then you want to cite, and as I've said, please click on the word cite before you pick this material. If you leave here, you may forget. So click on this particular place called sites, or come into this place and check if the site is allowing you to cite from here. But if it's not, please go back to where you're about to pick it from and click on cite. That gives credit to the authors. And then we go back and we pick online misogyny, and this is not the full title, so it might not show. So let's see what happens. So by the time we pick this, we'll come to our reference manager or our Bibcitation, which is what we're about to use. And this is going to be the first thing. It's a journal article. And so we are hoping that we can paste it in here and wait for it to generate. And we're looking for the key person. Voila, Kim Barker and Olga Juras. And we're checking for the year, because Kim Barker has written, they have published and they have done book chapters and they've done reviews, and they've been doing that since 2018. They have for 2021, they have for, so you need to be sure. So you need to go back and see, oh, which particular version am I picking? Here it is saying that this particular one was posted in spring and summer of 2019. But then we'll go back to Google Scholar and see what was posted. It's 2019. It means that the citation generator is only bringing the references for which it knows for 2018, meaning that the content in it will not be correct. Okay, so you cannot choose any of this one. You can say online misogyny and then find the full title, which is a challenge for digital feminism. So we are going to add that, online misogyny, a challenge for digital feminism. Digital feminism. And then we enter. All right. Okay. So we cannot see anything. We can see works by Kim Barker, but we cannot see that of 2019. We can only see for 2018. Clicking on it to see whether it's the same work. It's not. So you would need to impute it manually. Okay, so for example, online misogyny, a challenge, you have to come in yourself, check it by yourself, put it line by line, come to the title of the chapter on the left-hand side, online misogyny, a challenge for, a challenge for digital feminism. You have to add it yourself. Challenge for digital feminism. Okay, so we have to add it ourselves. It's a book title, so it will change. And then you look at the year published. This is for 2019. It probably was published in 2018, but came online in 2019. But we do not have that data. The only data we have from JSTOR right now, where we are picking the source from, is telling us 2019. Okay, and we cannot be more sure than those who posted it here. Okay, which is coming from the authors who have, or who were published on this particular or in this particular on this particular platform. So we need to put it as it is, okay, and not assume, except otherwise stated somewhere else that this work came in 20. So I'm checking if there's anything. So you need to do your own thorough examination. Remember when we put the one for Kathleen, Kathleen, it was easy, it was straight, it was correct. So where in you do not get the correct one, this is what you're supposed to do. You check from the beginning, it's a book chapter. You check whether it's an individual or organization. If it's an organization, it means that you're seeing them as one body. They will not have first names and last names, but individuals would have first names and last names. And then, you can keep adding authors, okay? Add chapter authors, you can add book authors, you can add book editors, you can add translator, depending on what is available to give credit for that particular work. You now come to the title of the chapter, confirm it, online misogyny, a challenge for digital feminism. And then you go to the year published, you go to the title of the book, you confirm it that is the title of the book. For this one, this is a preview. So volume 72, number 2, Dynamics of Global Feminism. This was the journal in which it was printed. So this is not even a book chapter. This is a journal article. So we need to confirm it. So this is just saying that in all you do, even if you're going to be using assistance, it's just like giving somebody a job. You need to supervise to see whether they've done the job accurately. Okay, so this is a journal of international affairs. This is not a book chapter, but the citation generator told us it's a book chapter. So we have to come back to the beginning and tell it that no, it is not a book chapter. It's actually a journal. It's a journal article. And then it will change the style, and then it will become article author 2, okay? And then you can put the date, if you know the date was published, and the month and the year, but always we need to have the year. And then we need to have the volume number and the issue number, which we can confirm if it's here. Now, it's not been given, volume number is there, sorry, volume 72, number 2, which is the issue number. So we'll come in here and put it manually as it's supposed to be. Volume number 72, issue number, so let's confirm again. Issue number, I think 2. Okay, so volume 72, issue number 2. Database name, we're not putting anything there. And then we're confirming this DOI. If this DOI is not correct, we need to go there and check. It doesn't have a DOI. But it has a reference source, and this is it, HTTPS. You would see it here, jstore.org/stable/this. So it has a reference code that you can copy. Now, this is in, what do they call it now? This is an alternative to having the DOI, which is the object identifier. Okay, so we'll come here and we'll take out this DOI that was put here by AI, which we are not sure is correct, and we paste the one that we know. Sorry, it will not be a DOI. We'll cut it out, sorry. The DOI will be empty because we don't have a DOI, but we'll go to database name and we're going to put it because that's the database from where we are pulling this resource from. And I think we're good to go. So by the time you put your volume number, issue number, and the next thing you do when you are done looking at everything and your fields are correct, what you do is say done. Done is just there above. And then you say done. And then it appears on the right-hand side. So we dismiss this because it's not sure we've already added volume number and all of that. But just to say that before you even start to cite, please do not forget that you have your own style. Okay, so your institution may be requiring a particular format. The paper you're writing for may require a different format. So how do you get the format that you want? On the right-hand side, just look at this window as divided into 2. On the right-hand side, you would see this particular column here or tool here, which allows you to be able to search. So I will just reduce it a bit. By the time you come in here, you're going to see you're going to see from A to Z, the A to Z of formats, okay? The allergy format, the Americana format, the American Chemical Society format, APA, American Journal of Cancer Research, the way they want their what do they call it now? Their citations and referencing to appear for any material that you will be publishing with them. Okay, so some institutions have already said they are working with the American Psychological Association. So you would want to, click on which one. Some are using MLA, some are using Chicago manual style. The engineers are using IEEE. We have the Vancouver. So their management have theirs, Academy of Management Review, they have their own style. And if you click on anyone, it automatically, for example, will convert, what is already here into that particular style. So for example, for upper style, 7th edition, we have the author names, author surnames only, their surnames only, and then, followed by this. So if we want to change and we say, oh, we are not using upper anymore, maybe at the end of your paper, you find out that, oh, this particular, I'm changing, this work I was originally writing for a particular journal, but I don't think I want to publish with this journal. I think I'm changing. And then you find out that their own style is maybe the MLA. Automatically, it will change it to, surname, comma, first name in full, and, the same way with others. This is the same way it's going to do it for all, and it will be automated, just the same way. And for me, I suggest this because it is, there are others that are like this, but this makes it very easy for you to work with. Now, how do you take this particular work and put it into the work that you're working on? So we will go to, if you hover around it with your cursor, it will actually show you the option for copy, edit, or in-text. Now, copy means that you're copying the entire, this entire reference, the way it is right now. Baker, comma K, etc. And, the way it is. So if I say copy, it copies it to my clipboard. And if I go to my work, which I'm supposed to go paste it in, because, we're looking for something that would help us validate this particular statement up until here. So now I'm confident that I've gotten something that would help me validate this work. And I come here and I want to paste, but I cannot paste this entire work as an in-text citation. It is for only the referencing corner. So to get the in-text citation, I have the option to say in-text, which is the third option here. And once I click on in-text, it will tell me that, oh, this is the way to cite it because I am writing in upper style. Okay? If I was doing in MLA, for example, if I'm changing to MLA immediately here, and I say MLA, it will change it to the way it's supposed to appear. And MLA will not go with the year. Okay, so I'll have to just put it the way it is without the year. So I'll go back to APA, American Psychological Association, 7th edition. There are other editions, so you have to be careful to see that you are selecting the correct one. And then it's loading, then automatically. So the difference between the online tools is that it's instant as long as you have access to the internet. It's instant. You don't have to be waiting for synchronization across platforms, and then you're not sure if, I've sent it, and your colleague is saying, no, I've not seen it yet. I've not seen that particular reference you talked about because it's not yet synced. Okay, so but this is automatic, and then you just copy. There's a copy symbol by the side. You just say copy, and then you come out of it and come to the area where you want to, you're trying to make amends in your work. You give a space, and then you Control V or copy. When you copy, it's going to change it a bit. So you just have to tell it to keep only the text. Or you can go to your settings in your system and tell it that every time you paste something, it should paste only as text. As text. The challenge is that if you do that, when you even paste pictures, it would convert them. So that's why you would not want to use that as an automatic, or what do they call it now? As a full way to just say, oh, automatically, I want everything that I paste here to be as text. It means that even your photos and every other thing you want to put, which is not text, will come in as text. So you see that automatically we have Barker and Juras in this work right now, and they've been cited appropriately. So if I were going to really use them for this work, I would not be forgetting to go back to where I picked them from and actually cite. Okay, so because I have used them now in my work, I would actually say cite, and automatically it will bring out how it's supposed to look. Barca K online research journally of blah blah blah. You see the same way it was supposed to appear. And let's try it one more time. And you see, you can, on a normal day, you're supposed to copy, go drop it one by one, by one, by one in your work. But now the tool automates it for you. And let's say, for example, we have been able to put in a lot of work, we already have so many works, we've been able to bring in a whole lot and we are good to go. Okay, we've been able to put in the whole work here and we have looked at this work. We're saying, oh, we're good to go. We want to go to the reference page and put in our references. Okay, so we're assuming that this is a reference page that we've come to and we want to put in our references based on the style of the document, which you've already been using. I'm just going to put this so that it would fit the style of the document that I'm working on. So Control B, and then usually it's supposed to be controlled, centered. Okay, so we come in here, Control E. Okay. So when we come in here, we want to actually put in our references. We're saying, oh, we're done with our work. We're sure we have everything that we need. And we're good to go. We've reviewed our work and all the citations are already in there because we've been working on them, diligently, meticulously, responsibly. Okay. So we come here to the upper right hand of the Bibcitation tool, and then we just say copy and export. This is all the materials we have here already arranged from A to Z. You don't have to go and be putting it one by one and trying to see whether you did it correctly, okay? And you will say copy and export. So you can save as a doc, bib citation, bib text, copy HTML. Of course, you do not need all of this. It will be asking you, are you copying for Google Docs or are you copying for Microsoft Word and others? If you say Google Docs, it wants to rearrange it for you in such a way that it will not displace your text when it goes into your documents. So based on what you select or based on what you're working on, you can actually select the options. The options are here. So we're working on Microsoft Word, which usually would be your offline document. And then you can just click on it and say copy all, okay? Once you say copy all, it's copying everything that you've been working on. That's why I said it's project by project. Okay, if you have a mix of things here, you will not know which is which, and that's why you work project by project. And then you come into your reference corner where you want everything to appear, and you paste it there, which is Control V. So I'm going to reduce this for you to see what it comes in like. Now, when it comes in here, it does not come in the way that upper seventh will be asking you to place your place your references. Usually upper seventh will say what? That you should ensure that they are flushed. What do they call it? Flushed right, okay? From the preceding, after the first line, the other subsequent lines will be flushed what? Right. Okay? So it has not done that. It has put it for us in a block way. So this is always what I say is my tip. I give it for free all the time. So what you do is you select the whole document. Select your whole references. And then you're sure you selected everything. You're good to go. And you just press on your key, Control and the word letter T. Okay? The Control key and T, and automatically it does it for you. In the past, when most people would Control Z, most people will want to highlight it like this, and you can drag, but usually when you drag, you have a problem. So you want to be sure that you're dragging correctly because your margins will not balance, okay? So we will not do that method because we now know better. We will just say Control T. So once you say Control T, it automatically arranges it for you. Let's say that you were doing it in another style and let's say we were working on, let's say Chicago manual, it's going to load it now. So we just want to test and see what it will look like. So it has automatically put it for us the way Chicago manual will want it. Okay, so we'll still say the same thing, copy and export. We'll say copy all. We'll have confirmed that we want everything. And then we can come here, clean this particular one. And then we will paste it. Sorry, Control Z, Control E, Control B. All right, Control V. So this is Chicago manual style, okay? And has put it the same way it's supposed to be. First names first, surnames first, with a comma, etc. Just the same way it's supposed to be. And this is good to go if it was Chicago style, okay? So based on what you want it for, you should be able to know what that style it looks like, so that when it's not done for you correctly, you can just quickly make 1 or 2 edits and you are good to go. I believe that you can test this out. Just remember that to find Bibcitation, all you need to do is go to your search bar and say bibcitation.com. Okay, and then remember that you can also search for it in the Google web store, that's in the Chrome web store, as an extension. It's an extension, so you're just adding it and you work with it even across your documents. So I would want to end here because we cannot spend the whole day. It's going to be longer if I wanted to add other options. But I think for starters, we can test our knowledge by going to our systems, picking up a document we're currently working on, a project or a paper, or even show our students how to use it and to make work easier. Maybe we can be able to do just one if you have what we call Scriber. So we have what we call scriber.com. It's also very, very fast. Maybe I'll just give this as a bonus as we close for the day or close this section. So in scriber.com, Scriber is just like, it has its, unlike BibTeX Citation is just for referencing. That's just why it is an ultimate tool for me, because I will not be carried away by other things, okay? I will not be distracted. I just know that I am working on a document. I found what I need. I put it there, it generates it. I continue working on my document. I find what I need, I put it there. And when I'm done, I copy and I put it in my work, okay? For Scriber, Scriber allows you to come in and to also sign up as usual. But it does other things. It's a plagiarism checker. It has AI detector. It's for proofreading. It's for citing. And this is where we are coming to because we want it to just do citation. And it generates in APA, MLA, Chicago, AMA, IEEE, and ACS. So it's kind of a little limited. So you select it when you come into the platform, assuming that you have signed up, okay? I won't be signing up because, of course, I will not be needing this platform, but just for tutorial purposes, this is to show that when you come here, unlike Bibcitation that has, a divided window, here you have to come in with your username. You can search by what? Title. You can search by URL. You can search by DOI, ISBN, or even keywords. Okay, so but you need to be sure what you're picking. So for example, if we are here and we are trying to pick, let's say, Taylor and Francis, let's pick something from Taylor and Francis. Online abuse of women and interdisciplinary, and then we want to use it. We come to our particular scriber.com. This is for, it can also arrange and generate your work the way you want it. Okay, so okay, so you come here and we already have the title. We're going to be searching by title, and then you put it here and then you say cite. It's kind of like the fastest, but I don't like the way it organizes what I want to work with. But of course, we can use it. We can say cite. So we are looking for it. It's giving us ideas, telling us that, oh, we have the lifelong setting of obesity. So it hasn't yet found that particular one. Online abuse. Okay. Okay. So online abuse by Watson. Okay. By Watson. So let's find it and see whether it will say it now. So we'll tell it to cite. So we cannot find it. It's going to take a while to search, but it's supposed to be something that you find as you scroll through to confirm, oh, if this is the one that I just saw right now. Okay, so we can't find, okay, yes, so we have it. Online abuse of women and interdisciplinary scoping review of the literature. So it's a journal article of 2023 by Watson. Let's confirm again. Okay, 2024. We are seeing it here as 2024. So let's confirm. Let's open that document and see whether one was published online and one was published offline. iPhone has entered the waiting room. Now, do I admit iPhone? That's not a name. Okay, so let's see. Published online February 2023, received 2021. An interdisciplinary scoping review. So this is quite tricky because it was published in February 2023. So we need to be sure this is it. So it's correct. So automatically it places your reference list here and shows you that it's here already. So you can copy to clipboard when you're done, or you can even add more citations. So it's just that the organization, like I talked about, user interface and user experience. Okay, so in terms of experience and interface, you can see the interface for Scriber, right? So you can see that this is not really kind of like if you wanted to use it, except you're using it for quick searches. Maybe you're doing very, very small, maybe a brief, a short, what do they call it, concept notes, etc. Something that you do not need a whole bulk of, and you don't want to go and be aligning things. So for me, I would say that that is what this will be useful for in terms of my user experience, okay? Because the organization really is something you have to go search. So, but for as many, because I've already signed in before, for as many times as you sign in, you would want to, what do they call it now? You would want to put your groups, okay? Sorry. No, you will want to be done with a particular project, else it will come back and then it would still be, what do they call it? Keeping your citations or keeping the library with other works. For example, I've done other stuffs in the past here, and because I've come in here today, it's still seeing me as, the work I've done in the past. Okay, so I will need to sign up and save my work by creating a free account and then making sure that I can keep it in a library and then open a new library to have a list. You can have a list on the, what do they call it now? Your citation directory, you can create a list on the, what do they call it now? On the left-hand side of the platform, okay? So create a list, create folder, and if you say create a list, you now have to sign in, all of that. When you create a list, it will allow you to put them library by library. That is the project you are working on part-time. So it's up to you to choose. Like I said, there are a lot of referencing managers. All you have to do is just say reference, reference manager. And when you search for reference managers, you see lists of digital reference managers. Okay, managers. So with this, I think I want to end because it's not exhaustive, but we have a whole lot. Zotero, Mendeley are always in the top list. RefWork, Citavi, Paperpile, JabRef, there are many of them. So, but like I always say, user experience, user interface. How easy is it to use? And what's the experience even while I'm using it? Is this something that would waste my time? Is this something that would help me automate my task? Is this something I have to kind of like always be afraid that it might not have given me the correct So, but so far I would say that I've been able to test and try Scriba and Bibcitation, and for me, compared to others, they've been good. So, but I would always put my Bibcitation as number one based on my own experience. Thank you very much. And at this juncture, I want to say, really, you've been a good audience. It's almost 5, and I think it's time for us to end this. But let me know if you have questions, and like I said, this recording will be available. I will post it as soon as it passes, and I would put it online for you to be able to view. I hope this has helped us in understanding some of the things that can help with our citations and referencing easily. Thank you. I'll hand over to Dr. Ifoma as she either just facilitates the remaining process before we come to a close. Thank you very much. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Dr. Roxy, I cannot thank you enough. You know how this engagement started. It was like a joke. And the way you have blown it and you have touched so many lives, it's unimaginable. It's unimaginable. So I just want to start by thanking you for the large heart, for the good heart you have. So without taking